connect all the pieces for me, because where do you think the IMDb page and the filing service, how do you think these all connect and relate to your case?
Well, we believe that we were purposely removed. And of course, all this time we're blaming NBC and that NBC's got the long arms. But we truly believe that our own law firm was assisting, because back when they told us we needed to give up the copyright and let them go to the appellate level to see if we could refile the case. And then refile wasn't the old one, refile with the state claims. It's just interesting now because considering everything that's happened, I think, oh my God, that's when it was announced that Real Housewives franchise was moving into Beverly Hills. Okay. And I had read articles while Girardi Keys was our law firm about his wife and about bringing her to parties and stuff. And this was like, and I had never seen this franchise. Okay. I mean, none of it. And I'm pretty sure I know it started in the OC, I think. But, I aside from General Hospital, I'm not like a huge TV
reality
junkie.
TV,
just too busy working
and
away from a TV, seriously. So it's no offense. But so it's just very interesting that our case is tossed on something so stupid and so not legitimate. And it's like, was that supposed to work to Tom Girardi's benefit to help his wife?
Who ended up coming on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills within like a year after the case was dismissed.
So when our case totally goes away, and what we're told by Girardi Keys is, you have no options. You're done. And Tom was kind enough to leave us a voicemail months earlier. You're toast. You're toast. And which I saved. And
I've heard it. Yeah.
Yes. So so it goes away totally on April 1st of 2014. And she's like in the next season.
So, well, let's go back to the April before, when the case was originally supposed to be heard, and then it got delayed to that fall. So what happened between that April and that fall when the case was pushed? That's, I'm assuming,
So during that time, we have the motion for summary judgment.
Right.
And the judge gives his initial tentative ruling in June. And so we're told by Girardi Keys, oh, it's a fluke, you suck. And like now they're being very, very derogatory toward us. And
which is interesting, which I just want to say is interesting because you're their client and they're, you would think that they would not have that sort of attitude because ultimately they win if you win, and you would think that they're they would be gaining the most by supporting you and pushing this lawsuit through.
Yes. But there was a lot of other things too, because the second law firm that NBC brought in was also dealing with a ton of lawsuits against NBC, and many of them came back to life because of our case. So there was a lot at stake here. Plus, it was for 3 shows of the Ghost Hunter shows. And then they went in with like every show, paranormal reality show that came up on any NBC owned and operated or affiliated network was also part of it. And we're not talking about all the rest of the costs, the merchandise, the conventions, everything else. I mean, it was like, at minimum, we were told we'd probably walk out with a few $100 million.
Was this case, was it a contingent case where they...
Yes.
Okay, so you weren't even paying them anything.
So they were going to make a lot of money. Yes.
Yeah, they were going to make... Okay, so just so I, as an outsider looking in, it looks like, okay, this seems like a fairly winnable case. It seems like why would they invest all of the time into continuing this case if they weren't being... Like, I would understand delaying it if you were paying them to keep the case going, because then they're still getting getting money. But if it's a case based off of contingency, then they only really get the benefit if they win the lawsuit. So for them to have an attitude of, oh, well, you're not going to win anyway, and for them to kind of be dismissing it sounds interesting.
But see, the thing is with Howard Miller, he all along, you won. There is not a thing NBC can do except settle with you or go to trial and let a jury decide how much they're going to pay you.
Right.
And so when it originally was looking extremely bad, I'm sitting there thinking maybe there would be more appeals by NBC because they have deep pockets. Right. Girardi's an old guy, and he would be dead.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. And but there seemed to be, I mean, I can't tell you 100%, but there were a lot of people that we dealt with over the years before we went into isolation that seemed to find out about the case and have a windfall at the same time. You know, like construction workers on our project were being offered their own investigative series on Sci-Fi. Seriously? And Larry and I got blacklisted immediately throughout Hollywood. Nobody wanted to talk to us anymore. I mean, we knew everybody. Nobody wanted to talk to us anymore. And so, but hey, Tom Girardi, that's their attorney. Let's welcome his wife. Does that make sense? And him?
That I mean, the timing is very convenient, very coincidental. It's
very coincidental.
And so so you have the conversation, so you get the voicemail from Tom that says that you're toast. Then
January 2nd.
Mm-hmm. And then so the case is finally dismissed the following April, correct?
That April 1st, 2014.
And what was the reason the case was kiboshed?
They said that it was because they went and killed our trial first. Our attorneys
Girardi
went behind our backs in early September of 2013, canceled our trial, and said that they were moving it into 2014 with the date to be determined. And we find out in December when they forced us to go to mediation with NBC that now there's a statute of limitations issue. And it's all that idiot Catherine's fault. And because she filed 2 days late and she's an idiot and it's all attorney error or else you would have won. And it was like, now this just went through like 30 plus judges, the US Supreme Court, a gazillion different lawyers, and nobody killed the case like on day one. Or in year 2 or year 4 or 5.
That same statute of limitations issue with the filing date on the paperwork and when it was stamped.
Yeah, but they didn't tell us that until the mediation, that now it's a problem. It came up during the MSJ, and the judge said, no. Like because it was out, you know, there was like some weird aspects of it. Like you could tell what day it was faxed in, what day the court stamped it, and the fact of delayed discovery, which would have been 2005. And the case was originally a copyright case, which is federal, which has a 3-year statute. So, and the judge ruled that this is a triable issue. So
you lost not because there was no merit to the case, but on a technicality.
Right. On an attorney 101 statute of limitations issue that our rock star law firm blames entirely on the sole practitioner, and they totally, like, they had nothing to do with it. It's like, how did you not catch this? And if you did, why didn't you ever tell us?
Oh, hey, it's me, Zack Peter, and are you still here watching? Because if you are, that means you're going to want to hit that subscribe button below and that little bell so that you get a notification every time I got some hot tea ready to be spilled. But not only that, yes, I have all of these amazing videos here on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/justplainzack, but I also have full podcast episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora. Hashtag no filter with Zack Peter is available everywhere podcasts can be downloaded. So go and download it and subscribe, because you're going to want to stay up to date and get full episodes that are ready for you to consume and devour and get all of that latest hot tea. You're going to want to know like when Erika Jayne goes to prison, allegedly, maybe not. I don't know, but you're not going to know if you're not subscribed. So go subscribe here and on iTunes and Spotify and Pandora, all the places. Just do it because, I love you and I love that validation.